Sunday marks the beginning of Heritage Week 2017. Come join us in an early celebration of a great heritage, a great legacy. But first, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security reminds us of their plans for the 2017-2018 fiscal year. And later, we'll turn our attention to a program taking youngsters on a new path. I'm Audrey Williams. Stay with us as we turn the pages of another Jamaica magazine.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your GIS News for Friday, October 6. Over 40,000 motorists are now benefiting from an improved and upgraded Marcus Garvey Drive. The new state-of-the-art 6-lane roadway was officially opened Thursday. Upgrades to the road include the installation of streetlights, signage, and traffic signals with pedestrian facilities, as well as the construction of 2 box culverts to improve drainage. Pointing out that Jamaica does not have the resources to respond to all road repair needs, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says funds are being spent on priority roads, which will create connectivity and drive growth on the island.
But we are putting in place a plan to ensure that we can fix your road. And we are very serious about it. So when we decide to fix this road, that is carrying 40,000 motorists every day, that is near to the ports, near to where we can develop logistics, that is where the connectivity will drive the prosperity.
He also announced that government has signed the agreement to extend the Mandela Highway project for $68 million. And in related news, the Prime Minister has assigned Minister Darrell Vaz to pull together the agencies needed to fix the drainage challenge in Montego Bay, St. James.
We almost floated off before we got here because the drainage is clearly an issue. That's a short-term, immediate capital expenditure. That's between the NWA and the Parish Council to resolve.
Mr. Holness gave the instruction Wednesday as he addressed the housewarming and 5-year celebration of ITEL BPO Smart Solutions at the Montego Bay Freeport. He used the function to reiterate government's commitment to building the proposed Montego Bay bypass.
We don't want to make an error, so we are now in the process of doing all the studies. They have done the traffic count, we're doing designs to see where is the best place to get the alignment for the bypass.
There has been an improvement in voluntary tax compliance for the first quarter of this fiscal year. Revenues continue to outperform targets, and at the end of July, collections were 7.8% above target and 8.3% more than last year's intake. Finance Minister Audley Shaw says upticks were recorded in taxpayer registration, on-time payment rates, and audits conducted. He provided the information from a fiscal policy paper interim report that he tabled in the House of Representatives recently. He also disclosed that special enforcement activities by tax administration recovered $101.7 million from chronic delinquent taxpayers and tax evaders, while 4 cases have been referred for prosecution. Government is proceeding with its administration of the human papillomavirus HPV vaccine program to grade 7 girls across the island. The clarification follows conflicting statements in the public domain about the postponement of the vaccine's administration. At this week's post-cabinet press briefing, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said the inconsistencies were as a result of sometimes ineffective communication among the multiple players involved in administering the vaccine. He explained that some delays had been experienced in instances where the schedule of school administrators and public health officials conflicted, or where the parents and the PTA body needed further clarification.
Where we do not have to delay, we will proceed as we have been doing. Where the delay is necessary to ensure full appreciation of the process, those delays will clearly be accommodated, because our objective is to ensure that everybody appreciates and understands what we are doing, why we are doing it, and what the benefits are to those who are involved, particularly our young ladies who will benefit from the vaccine.
So far, 309 first-form girls in 4 high schools have received the bivalent HPV vaccine. 22,500 grade 7 girls are targeted under the government's non-mandatory vaccine program. The bivalent vaccine is expected to provide 90 to 100% protection against certain strains of HPV and reduce the risk of cervical cancer, the second leading cause of female cancer-related deaths on the island. National Security Minister Robert Montego says new measures have been implemented at the Firearm Licensing Authority and a new board will be in place next week.
We have introduced the fingerprinting machine at the FLA, reintroduced the firearm examination, and declared an amnesty where 1,200 unlicensed guns were licensed and their ballistic signature captured. We are preparing to crush and cut some 2,500 guns that were in storage at the FLA for years.
Minister Montego says an accountability standard is also in place to track the over 13 million rounds of ammunition sold into the Jamaican market per year. The National Security Minister was speaking in Parliament on Tuesday during his opening debate on the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency (MOCA) bill. And finally, local pig production has increased by 38.9% over last year, and the sector is seeing an 11% growth quarter against quarter in 2017. The improvements were shared recently by the Principal Director in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Sean Baugh. He was representing Minister Carl Samuda at the 15th Annual General Meeting of the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association. While celebrating the improved output, Mr. Baugh urged farmers to expand and diversify their operations to the regional export market.
The ministry, through our Food Safety and Modernization Program, we stand ready to provide the support that you need to achieve the different global certification standards that are required to enable you to export.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security will continue to improve working conditions, protect the most vulnerable, and secure new employment opportunities. Find out more about their plans to create a better Jamaica.
We must ensure that all workers, including domestic workers, hotel workers, administrative, security guards, managers, janitorial workers, or construction workers, that they are protected.
It means working to pass critical legislation like the Occupational Safety and Health Bill.
This groundbreaking legislation is expected to provide a comprehensive framework for the protection and promotion of health and safety in the workplace.
The Employment Agencies Regulation Act will be reviewed to address the various methods being used to attract and lure job seekers into fraudulent employment schemes. For those in legitimate jobs,
this year, we are taking steps to amend the Labour Officers Powers Act to further strengthen the capacity of Labour officers to carry out inspections to ensure compliance with labour laws. We have gone even further, and we are working with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service to include labour clauses in the standard bidding documents and government contracts. Mr. Speaker, the government of Jamaica must lead by example.
The Prime Minister exhibited that leadership last year when he submitted the instrument for Jamaica to ratify the ILO Convention on Domestic Workers C-189.
The ministry is now working to amend the various pieces of legislations and introduce measures during this legislative year to support compliance with C-189.
The 2017-2018 agenda is also about creating employment opportunities. The final report from the Labour Market Reform Commission, which is to be submitted to Cabinet by June 30, should help with that. So too the 2017 Labour Market Survey, which the Minister tabled at the start of her sectoral presentation. More immediately, the International Labour Organization will support a program to train and certify persons in the informal economy so they can formalize their operations.
Effective June 1st, there will be a 30% increase in the benefits paid to the approximately 360,000 registered beneficiaries of PATH.
That's just the start of initiatives to improve social protection in this fiscal year. To promote better school attendance among PATH beneficiaries, the ministry is increasing its transportation allowance for high school students. Those transitioning to post-secondary institutions will get access to $120 million in bursaries and grants, and students already at the tertiary level can access $100 million. To mark PATH's 15th anniversary, $15 million in scholarships will be provided to students on the program in the next academic year.
This is intellectual capital investment, and we want to implore Jamaican families to secure the future now for the next generation by investing in their children's education. Send the children to school, encourage them to do well, and the government will help to further their educational pursuits. We are securing the future now for the next generation in the disability arena. We will focus on the development of the first two codes of practice relating to the right to education and training and the right to employment. These codes will provide practical steps for the inclusion of persons with disabilities in institutions offering education and training and in various employment spaces.
The ministry is also renovating its offices to improve access to persons with disabilities and will be training some frontline staff in sign language.
Projections are that seniors will comprise approximately 16% of the total population by 2030 and 22% by 2050. It is therefore incumbent on us to be proactive and to ensure that the policy framework that supports the nation's seniors is relevant.
So the revised national policy for senior citizens will be finalized and tabled as a green paper during the financial year. To improve pension benefits, the National Insurance Scheme is getting an additional $215 million to implement reform activities. It will include amending the law to allow for actuarial reviews every 3 years, revising all application forms, and the rollout of a new NIS card beginning June 1. A new IT system for the NIS will be introduced in the second quarter of the year, and new offices are being opened in Lucy and St. Anne's Bay. And the National Insurance Fund's governance structure, investment policies, and asset allocation will be reformed.
The National Insurance Fund, through the approved participating financial institutions, will increase the amount on lend to the small business sector from $1.5 billion to $3 billion this year. So we are seeking to secure the future for the next generation through proactive investment activities. I reiterate that the government and the ministry are focused on implementing employment and social policies that will lead to decent jobs and living standards. We are securing the future now for the next generation.
Earlier, various plans of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security were outlined. Now let's zoom in on an example. The government, along with international organizations, is supporting the entrepreneurial dreams of several youngsters through the application of a technology-based program. Watch this. Government continues to provide opportunities for vulnerable young people to become successful entrepreneurs and employees. A project that stands out is Pichet, Learning and Investing in Your Future, which is part of the Organization of American States, OAS, a New Path initiative. Under the program, young people are trained in entrepreneurial skills and receive mentorship and financial support. The target group is from juvenile remand centers, state care facilities, and the Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP.
This project is aimed at, when I really reflect on it, some of the principles that junior achievement itself stands on, and it's really to empower our youth to own their economic success.
The program started with 111 young people, but after 2 sessions, 51 were selected for further training.
They did the Junior Achievement Company of Entrepreneurs program. They learned about running a business. They heard about the Pichet competition. They heard from business leaders. They practiced, they journaled, and prepared of how they would try to sell their story, their pitch about a business venture they would like to undertake.
The group was further cut to 21, and this batch was selected to start their own businesses from the ideas they presented. For the startup process, grants ranging from $150,000 to $400,000 were given through partners of the program. They included the OAS, Trust of the Americas, United States Agency for International Development, JMMB Foundation, Junior Achievement Jamaica, and the Ministry of National Security.
The New Path program it has become so much more than just a program, more than just a name. It is truly now the definition of a movement in this country, which exemplifies all that is good. It exemplifies the whole trajectory of Jamaica moving towards prosperity, towards better progress.
One of the success stories of the Pichet initiative came from Shamika Campbell, who now runs her own meat and grocery store.
In the small district of Geneva in Westmoreland, I realized there was a need for a retail store that specializes in the selling of different meats and grocery items, as persons had to travel to the next town for that purpose. I immediately capitalized on that market, and with all the support given throughout the program, my business is now registered sole trade with the Companies Office of Jamaica. Now I am happy to say that I am an entrepreneur.
Shamika is using the training to ensure the success of her business. She also had this to say.
I will continue to learn and improve my entrepreneurial skills and knowledge to ensure I make the best decision for my business.
Established businesses of the 21 finalists are in the areas of photography, food and beverage, clothing, retail, electrical and computer repair, tailoring, poultry farming, and entertainment. A New Path has given the youngsters a stable and independent way of making a living, changing their lives for better, like Barrington Monroe.
Through the program, I have had my business registered with the Company Office of Jamaica. I have made association with the Jamaica Agricultural Society, who have assisted me in many ways. My farming included the rearing of chickens and planting of crops such as tomatoes and pepper. Today, I have complete tree cycling of chicken rearing, and I am making arrangement to extend one of the section.
It's rewarding to celebrate the success of your businesses a year after you are granted these micro grants. This process of mentorship increases the young beneficiaries' chances of success. The Pichet initiative encouraged its young beneficiaries to become entrepreneurs and contribute to Jamaica's economy.
A New Path, which began in January 2015, was scheduled to end in January 2017, but has extended until September 2019. A key piece of advice was given to the first batch of recipients.
As you grow, as you become, be certain to stretch that hand to the side or behind you and to pull another.
We hope that when we call on you to support and mentor and take by the hand the next group of young beneficiaries of the Pichet cycle that want to become entrepreneurs, that you too will be ready to support them.
You are a vehicle of success for your community, for your own homes. You are now the ambassadors for us.
For further information on a new path, contact the local office of the OAS based at 2 to 4 Haining Road, Kingston 5, or call 754-3378.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers, enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
Remember the cultural celebration I mentioned earlier? Get ready, we're just about ready to begin. This party involves you, me, and Miss Lou.
This long time, girl, we never see you.
You're just walking up and down like my auntie Rachel says. Keep by your mouth, the girl tree. You make your fool so Liza, pride out yourself.
I've learned that people will forget what you have said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Miss Lou made us feel happy, proud to be who we are.
When you're talking to me, talking Jamaican. I mean, for second, you're blind.
I wheel right through the gate, you see, man, and all the call them call, I wouldn't look. I don't business in them cascas, for my life is open book. Oh.
On October 20, 2016, 10 years after her death in 2006, Jamaica's queen of social commentary peppered with laughter is again allowing us an unfettered view into her life. Documents she donated to the National Library of Jamaica upon her migration to Toronto, Canada in the latter years of her life have been archived and officially launched for public consumption.
Memories are essential to our humanity. And as human beings, we have an innate need to remember the past.
We must record our stories, and we must preserve and protect our heritage and our history.
With the archives now at the National Library, it will facilitate keeping the memories of Miss Lou alive, and that we do not forget what she did and how she did it.
Louise Bennett was a profoundly influential figure in the development of Jamaican self-confidence.
She taught us to value the creation of our people, to accept our ways of expression, to celebrate our unique Jamaican swag and spirit, and to be confident in who we are. Therefore, Miss Lou will not and cannot be confined to our glorious past. she is still very relevant today.
Thank you.
Through this new resource, Miss Lou Archives, we get a glimpse into the life of this Jamaican cultural icon as we have never ever seen before. The Miss Lou Archives presents the personal collection of unpublished material including photographs, recordings, diaries, letters, and drafts in her own handwriting and other artifacts. It adds to the vast trove of works by Jamaicans and about Jamaica, which is housed here at the National Library of Jamaica.
As of today, persons researching the evolution of Jamaican literature, Jamaican language, Jamaican theatre, folklore, and the life of the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley herself will not have done thorough enough research unless they consult these archives.
So much was donated that the newly unveiled catalogue represents only about 80% of what is available. Much more is still to be catalogued from the personal papers of Miss Lou's husband, Eric Coverley, who was himself a theatre legend.
Today, not only are we celebrating Miss Lou, but we are celebrating Eric Coverley. We have to recognize the part that he has played. He also was an extremely creative individual.
The Miss Lou and Eric Coverley Archives is located in the Special Collections Department of the National Library. The collection is organized into 10 main series, which are further divided into other sub-series.
You will be able to access it online. However, to view the documents, you will need to come to the National Library of Jamaica. Clients can consult the archive, you can make notes, but when you must acknowledge where you got the information from. In order for you to get copies, to use in a publication or any other form of reproduction, you must contact Miss Lou's estate.
Miss Lou was selfless and operated in the premise that she would not hide her talent under a bushel, but to share it not only with her fellow Jamaicans, but persons all over the world.
She was Jamaica. We didn't think she would be going anywhere. As a matter of fact, we thought she would be with you forever. And in the form of her papers, she is with us forever.
I wish not for preeminence nor grand prize in a lottery, but power to express my whims and thoughts in poetry.
Accept on my nest. Accept on my nest. Madness is the successor of hard work. Hard work is hard work. Therefore, if the madness is the successor of hard work, who are the maddest person here?
You're just walking up and down like my auntie Rachel says. Keep by your mouth, the girl tree. You make your fool so lies, spread out yourself.
Long time, girl, me never see you. Come make me hold your hand. It is a long time, girl, me never see you. Come make me hold your hand.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but join us again tomorrow around about the same time for another edition. Found the features interesting? Want to watch more? Check out our YouTube channel. Liked today's show? Send us an email at jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm. You can also stay up to date on government plans and policies via our website, gis.gov.jm. We're also on various social media sites, and you can download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. I'm Audrey Williams, wishing you a peaceful weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.